Hello, my name is Callum Campbell. I am the CEO of Linnworks. If you've not heard of Linnworks before, we're a commerce automation platform, and we help brands and retailers grow revenues by selling their products to their customers all across the internet and connecting all of the operations associated with doing that. At Linnworks, we are a partner of Payoneer's, and we've been working with Payoneer for 3 years. So since 2018, we discovered Payoneer because they're a big name in the industry, they're an important player. And so for our business, it's been important to be partnered up with Payoneer. Some of the most important professional advice that I've been given in my career, I think, has been to not attach my sense of self-worth to the success of my business. I think it's so easy when you're running a business, you're all in, it's sweat, blood and tears, you're giving every part of yourself to then get this sense that if the business is performing well, you're great, and if the business is performing poorly, you're terrible. When in reality, that's not the case. Businesses, they go up, they go down. What's important is to kind of keep a steady and healthy view of yourself throughout that process. The reality is that we run businesses because it's meant to be an adventure. We're meant to bring something new to the world, to be creative and to help people. And so that's what it should be. And so I think the most important advice has been making sure that I don't attach that sense of self-worth to the performance of the business. I came about this advice when during the first business that I started, I actually got to a place where I felt really low and down. We'd started the business. It was taking time to get it moving. And I think for probably one of the first times in my life, I felt like I was really confronting failure. And in me, I found that really tough to accept that maybe this business wasn't going to be a huge success, and actually that it might not work out the way that I dreamt of. And so I had to come to terms with the fact that businesses can go up and they can go down, and that it doesn't have to determine the way that I experience and feel throughout my life. And so I remember taking this to a mentor of mine, somebody I was introduced to for the first time in a pub in England. I got to know this guy, but he's been a great mentor to me. And again, he reiterated this advice, the importance of not attaching my sense of self-worth and value to the performance of the business, but instead making sure that I step back from that and I learn to enjoy it each day to day. And so in terms of how I've then gone about applying this advice to my own journey, it's been about two things really. Firstly, starting each day with gratitude, and actually rather than always looking to do more and bring more, which I naturally want to do, it's about first starting the day by being thankful for what I've got and acknowledging that there are many positive things to be appreciative of in life. So that's the first thing. And then the second thing is all about actually seeing adversity and challenge as opportunity. Really trying to shift your mindset so that rather than seeing a challenge as, oh no, how are we going to overcome this, and feeling low about it, seeing it as a challenge, being a way to get better, to sharpen up, to create a new solution, to overcome a problem. And I think if you get in that mindset of seeing every challenge as an opportunity, suddenly you can take those things and take them from being a headwind slowing you down, and turning them into a tailwind that can really accelerate you on your journey. I would define success as living a life full of purpose and meaning. So I think in practice, that means living a life where you're taking risks, you're going after things that you feel passionate about, and you're not being too confined just to having to fall in line with what's expected of you. So I think that's the first thing. And then secondly, in terms of finding meaning and purpose, is about having really good relationships with people, caring about other people, wanting to bring value and joy to other people's lives. So in the business context, it might be to your employees or to your customers, but ultimately living a life of meaning where you consider others in the way that you choose to operate. And then in terms of tips for how to live a life of meaning, I guess probably the one thing that I'd recommend most importantly is to regularly stop and look inwardly and outwardly and think about the decisions that you're making day to day. Like, are these decisions that you're making intentional? I think it's so easy in life to just rush through life, go from one thing to the next. And you can go 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the road without ever really stopping and thinking, is this the stuff that I wanted to be doing? And so I think my sort of key tip here would be to stop, to be introspective, to really ask why you've made the decisions that you've made, the choices that you've made, and to really be considerate in those moments in life so that life doesn't just pass you by. The thing that motivates me is really living a life of adventure and meaning. So I think in practice, that means taking risks, trying things that I'm really interested in, and again, building really great relationships with people, building great memories, having good fun, and making sure that I'm not just always thinking about the future, but that I'm actually enjoying the journey every day, enjoying the ride. In our industry, where we're serving brands and retailers, I think the biggest risk that exists right now is around what we'd call the rise of the effortless economy. It's the biggest risk, but it's also the biggest opportunity. And really what the effortless economy is all about is understanding that the modern consumer expects convenience at all points of their buying journey. So I think the big risk is that brands and retailers that don't understand this and make life really easy for their customers will struggle to win in this new world. But it's also a huge opportunity, because for those who do understand this and who set their business up to thrive in this type of environment, then there's a huge amount of opportunity in store for those brands and retailers. Brands and retailers can respond to the rise of the effortless economy by making sure that they've got the technology and the people in their organization that help them do two things. Firstly, sell their products to their customers wherever their customers are choosing to shop online. So making it super easy for customers to access your products. And then secondly, brands and retailers who can connect all of the operations in their business together in a really unified way, so they're in real control of their business. And once they've sold products to their customers, they deliver a great experience to those customers after the sale has been made, throughout the entire customer journey, through delivery, returns, refunds, the full life cycle of the customer. I think when it comes to tips for staying resilient and motivated, I think the first thing I'd say is work on something that you actually care about. It's not just about a financial outcome, but it's about the people you're involved with, the products that you're developing, and the customers that you're serving. And I think if you can work on projects or businesses that you truly care about, then that's going to be a huge part of the battle won. That's going to give you the energy in those tough times to keep pushing forward and to overcome the challenges that will inevitably present themselves to you. I think the other thing, as I mentioned earlier, was gratitude, starting each day thankful for what you've got, not always having a posture of I need more or I want more, but actually being thankful for what you've got, and then recognizing that any new achievements or ground that you take or growth that you see is a real bonus on top of that.